If true, there exist pathways around these controversies, and if uncovering the truth depends on resourcefulness, determination, and a little divine intervention, luck, then the luck experienced by PWooF on the maiden test was a burden of responsibility, and the freedom to accept that responsibility, destiny. The contributions of this workshop manual may be insignificant to the role brown gas plays in future diesel internal combustion engines. However, the real objective now is to help big rigs, big trucks, big vans, farmers, caravanners cut fuel costs and be more environmentally friendly. More R&D into brown gas would also be good. Igniting soap bubbles of a weak concentration of Hg in a fun jar, referred to image 14, sounds to the ears very much like part of the title of this manual, PWooF. Coincident or divine? The initials of the person, the author of this manual, with a couple of bubbles. Section 4, Introduction. This manual, and ultimately the system resulting from the ownership of this manual, is not foolproof or idiot-proof. Your support in purchasing this manual is testament to your integrity and personal sense of responsibility, not just towards safety. Accidents happen. However, this manual and your undertaking of the necessary responsibility to build, own, and or operate a PWooF HHO system safely will avoid the hazards and eliminate accidents. Accidents are avoided by always being safety conscious. Inherent characteristics of an on-demand HHO system is that it is almost intrinsically safe in its fast or instantaneous dispersion of the relatively slow volumes of hydroxy gas. But still no reason to be complacent or careless. Safety, safety, safety cannot be stressed enough. This manual will allow you to build, assemble, own, operate, and help or satisfy your curiosity of a HHO system. A HHO system with all the features of the prototype personal proof of concept PWooF system developed by Patrick W. Francis, bearing the serial number PWooF-1-2022, that delivered results well beyond expectations. There are claims of fuel efficiency improvements between a modest 5% and a stratospheric 80%, with extreme claims of doubling, a 100% efficiency improvement, with extreme next level type modifications. I was going to be satisfied with 20 to 25% improved fuel efficiency and gambled all in with my SUV. Okay, my wife's SUV. Imagine the stress. Rigged to a toy hauler, caravan. Foolishly or not, she too, was totally committed. Well, I gave her no choice. But thankfully, the high-stakes gamble paid off, smashing expectations. On a day-long round-trip journey of 968 kilometers over undulating country, Sydney to Holbrook, rising in sea level to approximately 800 meters, the rig returned a worse improvement in fuel efficiency of 12% and a best of 47%, averaging 29.5%. The trial was on an impulse and not well thought out, but it nevertheless got my attention. No, it actually blew my mind. Excitement got me to a divine type of next level commitment to share my findings, but there were many doubts, which in time were resolved with many more test runs. Most notable was a coast-to-coast 8,534 kilometers, Sydney to Perth and back test, with ambient temperatures reaching 39 degrees Celsius, and several shorter test runs just to be sure to be sure, to be sure. Did I have all the facts? Was it a fluke? Are there real dangers? Could these concerns be addressed satisfactorily? Will regulation stop even the most responsible from officially using this technology? Would the first step forward possibly be education and or certification of users and a service industry? RTFM. Read the friggin' manual. Don't have one? Write one. Then share it. There are no expectations of returns on my efforts, but all this must surely be worth a small fortune. My discovery was that there are many variables, knowledge dating back to 1970. Nothing novel or new anymore. Everything very controversial. And a simple fact that it is not an exact science due to the many variables. Also, many high-tech innovations over the years, some using ordinary tap water, remain secret or beyond the reach of the average person. Stanley Allen Mayer, born August 24, 1940, died March 20th, 1998, American inventor of the water fuel cell perpetual motion machine, found to be fraudulent by an Ohio court 1996. Coincidentally, Stanley Allen Mayer died 2 years later, in 1998, at the age of 58. My findings and personal proof of concept prototype PWooF started with pot scrubbers in a sock, as seen on a YouTube channel, and being able to replicate it safely, support for a wet cell was rational. It was logically not the best option, but the best DIY option. This manual consolidates months of research and development in PWooF. It guarantees results for similar applications without the guesswork. There is also a priceless hard copy, 69 pages to be exact, nearly 70 pages, with illustrations, pictures, color pictures, and specifications. In 2023, Australian $175 plus GST for this manual, a modest sum, includes a personal privilege license as detailed in section 2.3, which I read out earlier, special notes 3, terms and conditions of this manual. It's highlighted in green colored text. Please carefully read the green text and understand the privilege of your purchase. Worth a mention is that this purchase, a modest expense, avoids the trial and errors of the prototype. Material cost alone was just shy of Australian $2,000. The benefits of this manual is obvious. In a relatively short time, a complete system ready for connection to a rig. There is installation cost, and you probably just gripe more expense. The install is relatively straightforward and inexpensive. ROI, return on investment, is swift. Whether you are rigging a Mack truck with a road train or a SUV to a caravan, it's a winner. Yep, a winner. Material cost estimate is Australian $500, and workshop time is about 2.5 days if you have all the basic hand tools. A future materials only supply, BOM, Bill of Materials, has been considered, and if successful, great. But with consumer laws and regulations in Australia, it may take a while or never eventuate. If you are like me, motivated, this manual will be more than sufficient at this juncture. This PWooF HHO system weighs in at 12 kilos and is not for every application. There are plenty of alternatives online, but it will not be a PWooF. The PWooF system evolved around a personal caravanning need, and several target groups were identified, such as big rigs, big trucks, big vans, farmers, and the caravanners. In brackets, Engine capacity above 5 litre will require upscaling of PWooF that could benefit from self-reliance. Building, servicing, operating a system without the need of outside help and the ability to be totally independent. The PWooF system has at least one novel patent-worthy feature, possibly 5, which was a big consideration for disclosing my findings through this method of a manual that will give my discoveries copyright protection, but not the kind of protection a patent provides against copycat commercialization. However, without meaning to be condescending, I have settled on whatever protection copyright laws offer, and in this manual, fair warning has been given to would-be copycats, individuals, and corporations alike about infringing on intellectual property rights. If you are caught, you will be worse off than if you had heeded the warning of infringement fines and deserve the full weight of the law with what comes your way for not listening to those alarm bells that were ringing in your head if they had rung the moment you owned that decision to infringe. The right thing to do is buy a blueprint, a workshop manual. It's cheaper, safer, less risky. The safety mindset is worthy of adoption. Safety has been first and foremost in the sharing of this information, and it must be first and foremost in you using this information. If in doubt, play it safe. This is an important mindset that will keep you alive, safe, out of trouble, and out of the evening news. Catastrophes are always newsworthy. Don't be that sensation. Please refer to and carefully read all of Section 2, Important Notes, Terms and Conditions. Section 5, Definitions and Terminology. Acronyms: ADR, Australian Design Rules. BOM, Bill of Materials. Brown's gas, gas produced by the process of electrolysis. BS, bullshit. C with a circle, copyright. DIY, do it yourself. DWV, drain, waste, vent. EPA, Environmental Protection Authority. HG, hydroxy gas, hydrogen-oxygen mixed gas, or commonly referred to as HHO gas, produced from the electrolysis of water. HHO, hydrogen-oxygen mixed gas, to distinguish from H2O, commonly found as solid ice, snow, liquid water, steam, or vapor. Lowercase km/h, kilometers per hour. Capital K, lowercase ph, kilometers per hour.